Viewer discretion is advised.
Boom, perfect timing.
Married couple Flavia and Mark Everman were traveling in their 2003 light gold Dodge Stratus heading towards Texas to visit their son and his wife and 2.5-month-old granddaughter. Through their own personal experience traveling through Oklahoma, they know that there are sudden and frequent changes in the state speed limit signs. As they approached Adair, Oklahoma, the speed changed from 55 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour with a warning sign of the change. Both Mr. and Mrs. Everman checked their speed as they moved into the 45 mile per hour zone. Mr. Everman looked over at the speedometer as they passed the sign, and from his perspective, his wife was going 46 miles per hour. Mr. Everman would soon see a police vehicle, and they noticed that same police vehicle pulling off behind them. Officer Adulfo Carlos of the Adair Police Department would pull over Mr. and Mrs. Everman, citing that Mrs. Everman was speeding. Back in May of 2021, I reached out to Mark and Flavia Everman about their horrifying experience with the Adair Police Department, and this is what they had to say.
We were driving from eastern Missouri down to Texas, so instead of taking all the toll roads, we decided to go down through the scenic drive, just a slow, easy drive. We were in no big hurry. It was around 1:30 when we got to Adair, 1:45, something like that, and came into a 45-mile-an-hour zone. She was driving because she never speed, so we weren't even thinking about police officers. When we came into Adair, the speed changed from 65 to 55, and then a sign that said a 45-mile-an-hour zone coming up. And so by the time we entered it, I kind of glanced over because I'd already seen the police officer, or at least a vehicle sitting in the middle. We were still a good 1,000 feet away, so I didn't really know what it was, but it's unusual to have a vehicle in the middle of the road. So I glanced over at the speed. She was doing 45, entering the 45. So the officer did turn around, and my wife said, and I quote, "Hey, he's pulling somebody over." And I look in the rearview mirror and it's like, oh, wow. So she started slowing down a little bit more and kind of pulling over because there was a 18-wheeler and another couple of vehicles right beside and behind us. So she pulled on over and he just kept following us over and pulled us over. So I'm kind of expecting you got a burned out taillight or your brake light didn't work or something like that. So he walked up and demanded her papers, basically. And she asked him extremely politely, what'd you pull us over for? And when he said 58 in a 45, the BS just, it came out. I mean, I couldn't have stopped it.
Missouri. Charles 21, King 3, Lincoln. How you doing? Got your license on you?
So why did you pull me over?
Speeding, ma'am.
No, I slowed down to 45.
No, I got you at 58 coming in there.
No. It was 40.
Sir, is a traffic stop with you? Step out for me. Step out. Step out. I'm not gonna ask you again. Step out. Adair to 1. Put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct. I'm gonna have a seat over here with me. Right this way, sir.
Oh, you're funny.
I was going to apologize for blurting out what I said. And by the time I got my mouth open, he was already running around the car and had the door open, yelling, "Get out." Or I opened the door, but he was yelling, "Get out." He said, "You're under arrest for disorderly conduct." And that's when I had to start laughing at him because that was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever heard. So I get around there, and that's when I told Flavia to start recording this POS. And he puts me in the car, and then he basically sits there and starts berating me, telling me that I wouldn't be in this position if I just keep my mouth shut, and told me I said all kinds of stuff when he walked up to the vehicle. And I said, well, he said, the first words that came out of your mouth, "F this so-and-so." And I said, well, those were not the first words that came out of my mouth.
Hey, Flavia, get my phone and record this piece of shit.
Have a seat.
Yes, sir. Fucking jackass. These are too tight.
Move
I can't
your
fit
leg.
in here. They're
Step
too
out.
tight.
They're not made for comfort. 2 fingers right there.
On a fucking trip.
Open this hand.
So what is? What is going on?
Ma'am, stay in the vehicle.
Get back
I don't
in
understand.
the
Ma'am, stay in the vehicle.
I don't understand what's going on. Do what?
You need to get your boss here right now. I need to talk to your boss.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
what is going on?
Get your
Just a
spirit.
minute. Have a seat.
Sir, I don't understand what's going on.
Have a seat in your car, ma'am.
Well, I don't
You
understand.
can record, have a seat in your car.
But like I
You
said,
can record all you want, but have a seat in your car.
well, I'm just wondering now if my car, because it's a brand new car for me, and
Ma'am,
I
that's
thought,
not, that's,
and
you
I
need to
thought
take it up
maybe
with the
the-
mechanic. Let me see your license, and I
It's
need
right
your
here.
insurance. Have a seat back in your car.
Okay.
Hater.
I mean, you just took my husband for no reason.
The way he's acting, I don't feel comfortable leaving him in the vehicle the way he's acting. Have a seat back in the car. You got your insurance on you?
Yes, sir. Of course I do.
Hang tight, okay? No, I need your insurance, man.
It's right here. I
Okay,
told
why are you trying to grab your license for? I'm not done with it.
No, I was giving you the.
Hater, too. You got enough air back here?
I'm fine, man. These handcuffs are too damn tight because when I get in, they push
Step out.
against this and tighten up. I'm not sure why I'm handcuffed.
You're in handcuffs because the way you're acting, I don't feel comfortable leaving you in the vehicle. That's why.
You don't?
No, sir, I
I'm
don't.
in my own vehicle?
Yeah, I don't know if you have weapons in there. I don't know you from Adam. Keep your hand back here. Nobody acts that way during the traffic stop. I don't know.
Sir, I
Put your hands
saw
in front.
I saw her slow down.
Okay,
That's what
put
I'm
your-
telling you. We
Okay.
saw you long before we
Have a
got
seat in there. The minute I walk up to the first words that come out of your mouth, you fucking piece
That's
of
not
shit.
the first words that came out of my mouth, and I never said
Okay.
that. That's a lie.
You called me a fucking piece of shit a
I
couple times.
did not.
It's all recording,
Not when
okay?
you first walked up.
So
You're right, it's recorded.
here's the thing. I don't feel comfortable leaving you in your vehicle.
I understand.
Nobody,
I
no,
understand.
listen, let me explain to you. Nobody,
I don't want to hear it.
nobody, well, you're going to hear it because I'm telling you. Nobody in their right mind acts like that. I don't know what your
They
deal
do
is.
when you're telling a
I don't-
fucking lie.
I don't know what your deal is.
You lied when you walked
Okay,
up there and
that's
said
fine.
she was doing 58
That's fine.
when I know she wasn't.
Okay.
I said that's a fucking lie.
Were you the
That's
one driving?
bullshit. I was watching her
Were you the
speak
one
because I saw
driving?
you way before
Were-
we got there.
were you the one
But
driving?
You know what? I'm done. I'm done talking.
Okay,
I'm
so
shutting up.
that's why you're in cuffs and sitting back here.
Whatever.
Well, you should have shut up from the beginning. You wouldn't be where you're at. The minute I walk up there, he's like this fucking asshole in the board. I don't know what's in the vehicle. I don't know what's in there.
Sir, I know that this state is prone to tickets. So when we hit the slow down, I know I slowed down.
Okay, ma'am.
And when we hit the other one, I know I slowed
Here's
down
your
again.
stuff back, ma'am.
Thank you so
You
much.
didn't receive a citation, speeding
But
11 to 14
unfortunately,
over.
I don't have a dash cam to prove how fast I
Okay.
was going.
Yeah,
But
if
I
you're wanting to argue
know,
the citation,
I
that's
know
what
I
the court
slowed
date's
down.
for.
But how can I'm from Missouri? I've got Missouri plates, so this is totally unfair
Okay.
How is it unfair?
because I know I slowed down.
Okay, were you doing the speed limit?
I
when you
was
hit-
doing the speed
went
limit.
past the speed limit
Yeah,
sign?
when it says 45, I go, and I slow down to 45.
What's a good number for you, ma'am?
Okay, if you're wanting to argue the citation, your court date's on there. You need to
I
show up
can't
to
come
your-
back down here from Missouri. I'm on the eastern side of Missouri.
What was that?
I'm on the eastern side of Missouri.
Okay.
But
If you
that's
want to
what,
argue
that's
the
what I'm saying.
citation,
Well,
that's
but-
your option is to show up
Right,
for.
but it's like, who are they going to believe me? I mean, you know what I mean? It's his word against mine, and he's a police officer.
No, ma'am, everything's being recorded. You have a right to show up to court and fight your ticket. That's every
But
American's
I know,
right.
but I don't. Unfortunately, I don't have a dash cam.
And here's the reason why your husband
So
went
do
in
you
cuffs.
have-
Let me explain to
Do you
you.
have a dash cam
Let me
on
explain
yours?
to you. I don't have to answer that part. Let me explain something to you.
Really? So he has no proof on how fast I
They
was
show up to
going.
court and then the judge will let you see the dash cam, the radar, whatever you need to see. I don't have to answer your questions about a camera or anything. I'm explaining to you the citation and why your husband went on cuffs. When I walk up here and your husband's already throwing his arms up and saying fucking bullshit and this guy's a fucking prick, I don't know there's a gun in here. I don't trust him. There's something wrong with your husband. I don't know if he has anger problems. Listen, let me finish. I don't know if he has anger problems or what's wrong with him. But put yourself in my shoes. If
Oh, I
you
know.
walked up,
Trust me, my life's gonna be handled.
okay, do you need help? Are you sure you're fine? Okay, because you're telling me you're scared to go with him. I don't trust that guy.
So when you see the video, people may be saying, "Oh wow, she completely threw her husband under the bus from what she said." Could you explain what you meant?
Okay, so let me give you a little background. So when this happens, Mark get quiet, distant.
There's something wrong with him. I don't know if he has anger problems. And you can record. You don't have to hide your phone up there. Put it in front of you. You have every right to record. I don't know what's wrong with that guy. The first thing you do when you guys pass me, he sees me turn around, he throws his hands up at me. That's
because
okay, now let me finish. That's number one.
Every time we come into Oklahoma, there's a police officer waiting for us.
Second thing, I walk up here and he's already telling you, fuck this guy, he's a fucking asshole. Fuck this motherfucker. I get him out of here, he's fuck you fucking piece of shit. You heard it all.
So why did you pull me over?
Speeding, ma'am.
No, I slowed down to 45.
No, I got you at 58 coming in there.
No. It was 40.
Sir, is a traffic stop with you? Step out for me. Step out. You should have recorded that part. You guys only record the part where...
No, because I couldn't get my phone.
You guys only record the part where he goes in cuffs, but you didn't record the whole part where he's over there. Why is he acting like that? Is he under the influence of something?
No.
Does he have mental problems?
No.
Anger issues?
Yes.
Anger issues. There you go. Hang tight.
But it's like you can't arrest somebody for anger issues. You know what I mean?
No, but when there's only one officer on the traffic stop and there's two people in the vehicle and he's already acting like that, because I explained the same thing to your husband.
I watched him yelling at my wife for a while, and then he comes back over, gets me out, uncuffs me, and accuses me of beating my wife.
You got any ID on you? So I'm gonna document your name and stuff and send it up. I don't know why your wife's scared. Is that your wife? Okay. Everything is on body cam too, okay? She's saying she's scared to get back in the car with you after she got a ticket. I don't know if you beat your wife or what kind of... Come here, I'm not done talking to you.
Flavia.
Hey, hey,
For me to get back in the car.
have a seat back over here.
You're
Hey,
letting this man lie like this?
have a seat back over there.
What? He just told me you said you were afraid for
Stand
me
right
to get
there.
back in the car.
Stand right there.
Come on.
You
man.
walk over there again, I'm taking you to jail. I think you beat your wife, honestly. I'm going to tell you right now.
I remember pointing my finger at him, and a whole bunch of stuff's running through my head. When I went like this and said, "No, you don't," it hit me what he was doing, because when he said that, he took his right foot back and got in a fighting stance, a defensive fighting stance. I figured out what he was trying to do. He was literally trying to get me to fight. He kept escalating. And that's when I started laughing at him, and I said, "Dude, are you married or something like that?" And I said, "Do you beat your wife? Are you still beating your wife?" And he kept saying, "It's all on body cam. She said she's afraid for you to get back in the car." And that happened prior. That was one of the first things he said, she's afraid. So that's when I yelled at her, but I didn't yell at her. I was yelling because the traffic was so loud, I couldn't hear myself think, much less I wanted her to hear me. And I kind of remember asking her that, not because I thought she would have ever said that, but because I wanted her to say no. And you can't hear it on his body cam, but on her phone recording, you can clearly hear her immediately say no. I wanted everybody to hear him saying, "I think you beat your wife." And when he said that, I raised my finger and I went, and that's kind of when I figured out what he was trying to do.
The way you act, what? It's on body cam. It's all on body cam. Why would she tell me? I don't know your wife.
She didn't say that. You're lying.
She said
Stop
you have
it.
anger problems.
You need to stop.
Okay,
You need
it's
to
all
stop.
on body cam,
You
okay?
should stop.
You got any ID or anything on you?
You should stop. No, I don't.
I'm gonna
wasn't
document this.
driving. I don't have any
But you
ID.
got involved with the traffic stop. You wanted to sit there and get involved. You're involved now. You wanted involved? You're involved now. You got any ID on you?
Do you have anger issues? because you have not lowered your anger this whole
Okay.
entire time.
Do you have any ID on you?
I said no. Why are you,
Where's your ID?
why are you such a high level?
I'm concerned for her, honestly.
Are you?
I am.
Are you?
The way you're acting is not normal. Okay?
Are you married?
The way you're
Do you
acting
beat
is
your
not
wife?
normal.
Have you stopped beating your wife yet?
Okay? You need to get this checked out and under control, because, and I am going to document this, and we're going to pass it on to your local agent. I feel like he abuses her. The way did she not tell us?
For like 2.5 seconds,
And she just told us. Did she not tell us? Did she not tell us she
When
was?
you get back in that issue, are you going to be giving your wife hell?
Absolutely not.
So why
would
was
I do that when he's lying about how fast she was going? Why would I do that?
She just told me on body cam that she's afraid of what you're going to do to her for getting her a ticket. Now I feel bad for buying her a ticket, because I don't know what
so
you're
you
capable
wrote her a
of.
ticket because of me.
No, I wrote her a ticket. She was speeding.
Okay, so why would I be mad at her? Why would she be thinking I'm mad at her because you gave her a ticket?
You tell us.
This is some weird, twisted reasoning you have. You got a serious anger problem, dude. Really worried about you. This is insane.
No, you're trying to switch it back.
That's because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Did she not just tell us she's scared when he gets back
Is
in
that
there?
what she said? That she's afraid I'm going to do
That
something to her?
she was going to hear about it and pay later.
So
I'm
if
in-
I talk about it
I'm
later,
gonna take all the information down and pass it on. They're heading south. Let's put this guy. You're free to go. I don't know what this guy's capable of.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys be safe, honestly, because you are why cops get hurt.
Come here. Hey, now come here. Hey, no, doesn't. Hey, stay where you're at, ma'am. Hey, do not leave. Hey, you're not free to leave. You just threatened me. Step out of the vehicle. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
I did not threaten.
You just told me. Get out. You just told me that you hope I don't get hurt, and I'm gonna put your hand behind your back.
To be safe.
Now you caught a felony. You want to play that
I asked
game?
you to be safe. Wow.
He went from he has anger issues to
Twisted around, please.
Because I had not ID'd to him twice, I think that might be part of it. The anger in his eyes was palpable. And I don't know exactly what possessed me to say what I said, but I kind of put my hand up as a parting jab. You know, you guys need to be safe, which I meant. I don't want anybody to get hurt. And then said, it's guys like you that get cops hurt. As I was all the way over with the car in between us walking away, I figured it could never be misconstrued as a threat because I'm not moving towards him. I'm walking away from him. And it wasn't till I could hear him run. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but come to find out he was saying no, or something like that. And he ran. I could hear him running around the car. So I got in the car quick so I could turn around and see what this guy's going to do. I had visions of getting brained while I was walking away from him. And he pulls his collapsible nightstick out. And that's when I started rolling the window down because he would have busted the window. And he keeps yelling, get out of the car, you threatened me. And I kept saying, no, I didn't. So he's got his nightstick out, and then you can kind of see him go down and his hand's off to his right, and you can see him slapping it on the ground. The other guy's reaching in, unlocking the door and opening the door, and he starts frisking me.
Sir,
Gonna threaten my life again?
sir, I didn't threaten your life.
I'm gonna pat you down.
Sir, would you stop for 1 second?
No,
Just please.
stay,
1 second.
stay where you're at.
I have a weapon.
Hey,
Officer.
Goddard, he's got a weapon. Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon?
Where's the weapon? It's on my front.
Get it out.
Right, all right.
Get back in the car. Get back in the car.
Let him go. It's on my front right. I have a license.
You think
I have a license.
you're over here threatening me with the gun on
I
you?
did not threaten you, sir.
Have a seat.
Sir, can you untwist this? It's really hurting. Please.
Open your
the
hand.
left one. The left one's a bad one.
Okay.
Ow, 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 ow.
Keep your hand back here. You literally just told me I'm the reason cops get hurt, and you hope nothing happens to me out here while you're carrying a gun on you? Seriously? Have a seat in there.
Officer, come on.
He never once asked me if I had a weapon or if anything in my pockets would poke, stab, or hurt him. He just starts going through my pockets, and that's when I remembered I was carrying. I hadn't even thought about it from the very beginning till now. And that's when I said, would you stop for a minute? And he slams me, twists my arm up and says, no. And I said, dude, I'm carrying a weapon, or I've got a weapon or something like that. Oh my God, thought that he just solved the biggest crime in the world. He starts yelling, Goddard, Goddard, he's got weapon, like, oh my God, look what I've discovered. So I thought that was kind of weird. So I mean, when he cuffed me, he took my left arm, took it out around and twisted my shoulder up. So my shoulder was almost out of joint. You can kind of see it pointed. And then he when he put the cuff on me, he put it on, instead of when your hands are behind you, the cuffs go this way. He took this cuff and turned it 180 degrees. So it twisted my arm even more, which pulled my shoulder at a real weird angle.
Have a seat.
I concealed carry.
Well, you're about to lose your concealed carry too.
Okay.
You ever said and thought about the threats you made?
I did not threaten you, sir.
You just literally said,
I said,
you're the
I hope
reason
you're safe.
I hope you're safe. You got a
But
grin.
you are acting outrageous.
And you said you're the reason cops get hurt out here.
You've taken this to 100% level for no reason.
Here you go. Run him. See if he's got anything.
The only way you can suspend my concealed carry is if I've used my weapon with that concealed carry in the commission of a crime. Well, I never touched the weapon. I never looked at the weapon. I never reached for the weapon. He didn't even know it was there. So he does that. He runs my name. The guy that was running my name, and you don't really see because I think he's back talking to me, but I'm watching him. When he finds out that I have no criminal history, I'm bondable. So I wasn't worried about him finding anything because there's nothing there. And you can almost see the guy's shoulders shrink when he finds that there's just nothing. He's got no record whatsoever. No record of, I don't know, history of beating his wife or anything like that. And that's when they just let me out. And when I came around the corner, Carlos has his beat 'em up gloves on, handing me the ticket, telling me $795. And I said, for what crime? And he said, the way you're acting. Oh, you mean like a person who's terrified? His heart rate is probably about 300 beats per minute, and you've just manhandled me and pulled my shoulder out of joint?
You're getting cited for $795. All your information's on this ticket.
For what crime?
For the way you were acting. Okay?
Okay.
Your court's on that date. Come to court. Fight your ticket. You have your right to.
Can I have my weapon in my
I'll give you your weapon
please?
back when it's time to give you your weapon back. Your concealed carry, I'm probably going to keep it and send it to the state of Missouri and get it revoked from you for the threats you made while we're in the traffic stop.
Okay.
As of this time, the firearm is being seized as evidence.
Evidence of...
The threats you made, and that's why you received a citation, why you went in cuffed the whole
Do
time you
have
had...
a business card, please?
All our information's on that.
So yeah, the whole thing was so surreal that it was literally 2 days before I could call the police chief, because the rest of that day, the next day, I was still trying to process what on God's green earth just happened. I guess I was arrested twice. I'm not sure if I was arrested ever even once. And I think that's part of what he was trying to do, is get him a way to arrest me, because he didn't have anything to arrest me on. I hadn't broken any law. And so my citation says non-traffic other.
Wait, what does it say?
Non-traffic other.
You heard right.
There's no
Other.
There's no criminal thing that matches with that. No city ordinance that matches with that. No driving thing that's other matches with that.
Other.
So there is no official charge.
Well, my lawyer has tried for 2.5 months to get them to say something about what the charge actually is. And some super sleuth on the internet went and looked at Adair's court stuff that's public record. Her ticket's not on there and my citation's not listed on there. So they've never even filed.
So if you had gone, let's say you had shown up to court, what would there would be nothing. You wouldn't even be on the docket.
Well, they would have just taken our money, which is close to $1,000 between her ticket and mine, and probably not given me my weapon back.
During our interview, Mr. Everman would reveal that shortly after this incident, he was actually able to speak to the chief of the Adair Police Department, Glenn Parman. He alleges Chief Parman knew about the misconduct committed by his officers since March of 2021, yet he did nothing about it. Here's Mr. Everman explaining what was said during that phone call. You said that you spoke with the chief. Now, what was the chief's reaction to what you were telling him? What was his demeanor on the phone?
He was pretty laid back. He heard me out. He didn't interrupt. So I thought maybe I was kind of getting somewhere with him. And then he started not rude. He was never rude. He was just very evasive. And then when he said, well, he brought up my knife and handgun. He said, well, your knife and handgun are locked up in evidence. And I asked him, of what crime? He said, well, there were threats made. And I said, yes, there absolutely were. Your officer made all three of them, and I made none of them. And I told him what happened, what had transpired, but he had already read Officer Carlos's handwritten thing, which paints a very different picture of what happened. His recollection of what happened was not anything remotely close to his body cam. So fortunately, he had the body camera. We would have been screwed.
This police department, is it a small police department? Is it a rural area or?
Police chief, Goddard, and Carlos.
I mean, this is stuff that people don't know. When they say police department, you're thinking hundreds of officers. These are just three guys that no one holds accountable for their actions.
How would a local fight the police? They would be worried about retribution all the time, especially now that the city is meeting in 2 days to determine what action they're going to take, because they've gotten wind of this thanks to you and all the cool people in this community. That's, like I say, big love to everybody in this community. I've had a few people hate on us a little bit, but for the 99.9% of the people are just basically hoping we're safe, hoping we're okay, wishing it had never happened to us. But our fear is they're going to keep doing it. And if we don't stand up, who's going to?
I unfortunately do not have any clear evidence on whether or not any of these officers were ever disciplined for their misconduct. However, on April 15th, 2022, Mark and Flavia Everman would file a lawsuit against Nathan Goddard, Adulfo Carlos, in the town of Adair, Oklahoma. In February of 2023, the case was settled for an undisclosed amount. As of April 10th, 2023, Chief Glenn Parman, Officer Nathan Goddard, and Officer Adolfo Carlos are still active members of the Adair Police Department. If you had the opportunity to speak to Officer Goddard and Officer Carlos, what would you say to them?
I want it to be known, too, that I am not against police officers. I have some good friends who are police officers, and I respect them a great deal. Unfortunately, this was a really bad experience. And like he said, it's people like that or police officers like that taint it, people's ideas for the rest or the good police officers, which is a shame, because police officers are there to protect us against the bad guys, not be bad guys against us. So I think what I would like to say to Officer Goddard and Officer Carlos is kind of what I was saying out the window to them when Officer Carlos said, is she still flapping her gums? But I was actually saying sorry. I was saying, I'm really sorry for you. And that's exactly how I feel. I'm really sorry for them, because they may have gotten away with this. They may have gotten away with stuff in the past, but God sees all, and they won't get away with it in the long run. So I'm really sorry for them. That's what I would say. They need to straighten up, because God sees all.
So if I had an opportunity to talk to them without any possibility of retribution, I would tell both of them that as American individuals living in a sovereign nation that's based on laws, everything we do is based on law. I would tell them that both of us, whether you're wearing the color of law or not, are under the law. What I said to them was true. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I wish no ill will on either one of these men. What I do wish is that they will never hurt someone again.